Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top potter on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to go for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. In this video, I will be speaking about gold. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect of this market, then we will move to the order flow, and by the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, so technical and order flow, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which has just created a very strong impulse to the upside, followed by this correction. Now, in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, what you have to do is take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we do that, we can see how this market is currently testing the zone, which is in between the 0.32 and 50% of the Fibonacci taken on this monthly impulse, which is a quite strong level of support and demand, which we could expect this market to potentially reject to the upside. Now, if we extend this zone to the left, we can see how exactly from here all this move to the upside was created. And as the market is currently testing exactly the same zone, there is definitely the possibility to see a potential move to the upside and rejection away from this area. Dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now, from a weekly perspective, what we can see is that we have a market which at the moment is testing a quite strong area of previous weekly resistance, which is now turned support. In fact, we can see how the market here was developing an ideal uptrend, creating a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now, in this case, the market went once again all the way down to test exactly the previous resistance turn support, which, by the way, is exactly what you expect in an ideal uptrend. In fact, in an ideal uptrend, what you expect is the market to create a series of higher highs and higher lows, in which every time that the market retraces, it goes and tests exactly the previous high, which is previous resistance turned support, which, as we just said, is exactly what the market is currently doing here in testing this previous resistance, which is now turned support. Now, also here on the weekly, since we have an impulse, if we want to measure the correction, we have to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we do that, we can see how we have a perfect 0.786 Fibonacci retracement, lining up exactly with previous resistance turn support, creating a confluence of support here that we could expect this market to potentially reject to the upside. Going down on the daily time frame, what do we have? Now, from a daily perspective, things get very interesting because even though monthly and weekly are quite bullish, here on the daily time frame, everything is still bearish, with the market creating a series of lower lows and lower highs. However, in a situation like this, if the market was to break above this previous support and resistance, at that point, once again, all time frames, all the directional time frames would be showing the same direction, because at that point, monthly, weekly, and also daily time frame would all be bullish, so with bullish structure. So at that point, after the break on the retest of this previous daily resistance, which at that point would become support, we would have quite good probabilities for a potential rejection to the upside. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market are doing, and we check the data for gold, what we can see is that with the last reports, net positions have been increasing. We went from having 64k net positions all the way up to having 157k net positions. So institutions have been moving to the bullish side of gold in the long term. So in a situation like this, if we actually get the break on the retest, how we could be approaching a potential rejection higher. Now, as usual, Trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, if we actually get a break on the retest, what we could be doing is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking for a potential rejection to the upside for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to my entire course. It's the most complete, all-inclusive mentorship program that I have ever created. Here you have an entire video presentation of exactly what you get, all the courses, services, softwares that you get in the all-inclusive mentorship program. In fact, you have the possibility to get access to all my trading courses: risk management, day trading, swing trading, scalping, position trading. You also have the possibility to get access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is the one that we used in this video, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface, the account funding program, in which we essentially give you a scholarship and cover the fees associated with taking a challenge at a prop firm. And if you continue scrolling down the website, you will see that you have the possibility to join and start a registration to becoming a student here at TransparentFX. So I really suggest that at least you go and check it out at transparentfxtrading.com. The link will also be in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. And I will see you in my next breakdown.